Hey!
Hello!
Hi, you guys! Welcome back.
Welcome back. It's Sunday night, at least,
and
the time we're recording it.
That's right. And here we are talking about EX rates today, here in Winnipeg specifically. Yes, there's a lot of videos out there, but we wanted to actually touch on what you can do as a Winnipeg Pokemon Go player to actually get one of those infamous EX rate passes.
Especially since we know that a lot of players in Winnipeg, even beyond Winnipeg, but Winnipeg in particular, are pretty frustrated with the whole XRay pass distribution.
A lot of salty players.
A lot of salty players. Hashtag salt.
That's right. Now, we're blaming Niantic for the most part because the X rate system is not perfect. But in the meantime, there's some things that we should know, and things that we can do to actually improve our chances.
Exactly. So we've developed just a list of criteria on how you could potentially improve.
How formal criteria?
Procedure criteria, tips, not trainer tips.
Oh no, trainer tips are good.
Yes,
but in this case, we want Winnipeg tips.
Exactly, we want Winnipeg tips.
So, some things to keep in mind. This last weekend, we had that fantastic raid parade. Did you say 150 people turned out for Empty Full?
Yes, we had 150 people for Empty Full. It was actually amazing. Once that video is uploaded, you'll see what I mean by a lot of people for that first raid where we had both the rocking and driving parade there at the same time.
We covered half of that whole platform, so it was amazing. Now, between the walking parade and the driving parade, which you got a chance to go to this time, both raids hit 3 applicable EX gyms.
Exactly.
Which is big, actually.
If
we're gonna trigger EX raid anywhere, it's gonna be somewhere where we bring 150 individual accounts. But we haven't. Have we seen EX raid at Empty Full yet?
We have not seen XRay Empty Full yet, so this might be a chance.
This could be it. We're hoping.
We're hoping.
Now, we have some advantages in Winnipeg. Okay, and I mean, we have some gripes about being in the cold and whatnot, but one of the things we have is a lot of parks and a lot of history, and Google really reflects that. You can see them on one of our layer maps that dictates what the parks are, and we're chock full of them. But even more important, we have more gyms per capita, per player and per citizen in Winnipeg than even Toronto does.
Exactly. Winnipeg right now has approximately 680 to 690 gyms for a population of 700,000. That is actually amazing. The area where I came from, Toronto, a little place called Markham, is a population of about 350,000. They barely have 200 gyms.
Yeah, so we're crushing it.
We are crushing it.
Here in Winnipeg, we're getting people 8 to 12 invites per EX raid, and we've had since EX raiding actually came into its proper own beginning of December. We've had 31 raids.
31, correct.
31 raids, and that's in 20 cells of like the 100 that make up Winnipeg.
Which is actually not bad for a city this size. Our raids have actually been. Our EX rates have actually been spread out pretty decently.
Yeah. Now we've seen a few spots. We're looking at you. Waves. Yeah.
We're also looking at you.
Repeat.
St. Vital Park.
That's right. You know what's really cool? And we're looking at you, St. James. In December, St. James had 7 EX raids.
Correct.
In just their portion of the city. And they have their own network of people who are organizing raiding and whatnot. Whatever you were doing in December, St. James, do that some more because it's getting you invites.
For the record, 7 EX raids, that means 1 in 3 in December. 1 in 3 EX raids last month was in the St. James Assiniboine neighborhood. Mm-hmm. That is, again, very amazing.
2 things have happened this weekend. I mean, not that the parade wasn't cool, but we got two things for EX raids handed in our laps. One was King Libris, Remington finished solving the problem where we were layering the two different maps to compare where EX raids were taking place. So shout out to King Libris for finishing that up.
Exactly. And now because of that, our well, we have two maps now that all our players can use. One of them is the map of all the EX eligible gyms in Winnipeg. All of them. The second one, which has been released for a while, which I made, was all the gyms that have had EX rates, which is being continuously updated as of today, and probably will be tomorrow, January 22nd, once the next wave of EX rate passes will be released.
Well done with that, by the way.
Thank you.
Good job, sir. Good job. Oh gosh, you know what? Something we need to point out is that if a EX raid is occurring at a gym on 1 week, it's not gonna happen back to back the next week. If you see Waves having a raid that week, don't bother going to Waves. It's not going to have an EX next week.
Exactly. There is not, at least so far, there has not been a gym that has had a double EX raid. Mainly because if a gym has had an EX raid, if a gym has had an EX raid this week, the gym is obviously closed until the EX raid happens. But once the EX raid ends, the next wave of EX raid passes has already been sent out. So therefore, that EX raid at that particular gym spot cannot happen back to back.
When he says closed, he means a level 6 raid compatible closed.
Yes.
You know, it's an occupied spot. It's like Monopoly. Somebody's already there. You
Exactly.
can't buy it again. Same things with...
There's a wall being built. You can't access it. And not to pay for it?
Yeah, right? Okay. There's a couple places in the city that they only have a few EX raid compatible gyms in the area, which might actually make it easier to get a pass there.
And that one area, St. Vital, because the only place where we can get it, or at least one of the few places where we can get it, is the place where we've had so many EX raids, St. Vital Park.
That's right. Now, from most of our research, you're going to notice that we've avoided talking about passes that were handed out during the test phase, the X rating. That's before December. You know, we're trying to keep current to the real, proven EX system that Niantic has been so kind as to give us. But I mean, we're tracking it here forward for you guys, obviously. For all of us. I haven't got my Mewtwo, have you?
I have not gotten Mewtwo.
Exactly. So, you know.
Hopefully we'll get it this week.
That's right. Cross some fingers. Alright, so we've said it before, and we're going to say it again. There's a few things that you can do to improve your chances for actually getting an EX raid pass. And you heard us last video, and we're going to say it again. We know you're going to be running raids for your alt passes, your alt accounts, whether it's your bunny's account or your child's account or the other account you made when your main account was down. Do not raid at EX eligible gyms with it.
No, sir.
You're making your main account compete with your alt account.
I'm sure we've had a lot of experiences in previous raids where your main account does not get the EX raid pass, but your alt account does, or say a bunch of level 40s and a level 35 do an EX raid, do a raid,
and who gets the pass?
The level 35.
Yeah. You know, my daughter got a pass. You know, at one of our raid parades. You know, she went out to Provenche Park. And we all rated it. Calvin rated it. I rated it. We all, on a lark, we went for that Mawile raid.
And how many people out of that raid got the X-ray pass?
2.
Amazing.
2.
Just amazing.
So, you know, my kid totally holds this over my head, and that's fair. But it's something you can do to increase your chances, and that is, you know, cut out the alt accounts at the EX applicable raid gyms, okay?
Exactly.
Favorite everybody, including yourself.
Now that we have the EX eligible gym map released, focus particularly on those gyms. Don't specifically only do legendary raids. Of course, everyone wants to have 150 Kyogres or whatever legendary is.
Candies. Give me the 150 candies. Oh, yeah. sweet, sweet legendary candy. But in this case, actually, EX Rates don't just pop off with legendary, 5 raids.
Exactly.
You know what those Magikarps produce?
Those Magikarps produce. Those Whalers produce.
Mm-hmm.
Those Ball Wows produce.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
We've seen it, and you can do it too. We have people here in Winnipeg who have literally spent hundreds of dollars on raid passes and still don't have it.
We can mention one of our top level. We can mention 2 of our top level players right now who are approaching 1,000 raids. One of them being Cantu 10. Actually, Cantu 10 is our first player in Winnipeg to get the gold medal in legendary raids.
Really? Wow, we have somebody.
We have one. Over 1,000 raids. Shout out to Cantu 10. You're awesome. 1,000 legendary raids. Over 1,000 legendary raids.
Wow.
Gold medal.
A lot of people to thank for helping out with not only being there for us at EX Raids, providing the research that lets us help you.
I'm looking at you, the whole group from Peck City Map Masters.
That's right. Thanks for having me along, you guys. Amazing watching you work, and amazing watching everybody cobble together the time to actually figure this stuff out.
It's amazing all the knowledge we have in the whole Peck City Discord community, all grouped into one to create the product that we have today.
Okay.
On the
all right. Ease up on it a little bit there, buddy.
Okay.
We do want to say, and speaking of easing up on it, we're not easing up on King Libris. Thank you for solving that technical issue with layering all those maps. Crazy, man. Thanks for putting in the time, sir. We appreciate it. We will not waste the information.
Exactly. Shout out as well to Sidewalk Labs for providing the technology needed for us to
crack it. Figure out what Niantic is actually up to on the technical side.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, I want to shout out to Trainer Tips. Always a useful source of information, and the person who actually brought this all to my information. This is all old information from December. People have known about S2 cells and how parks and whatnot work together for a little while, for over a month. But only one person actually brought it onto the international scene. So shout out to Trainer Tips.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
Trainer Tips.
We also have a personal one to shout out to over in Edmonton.
Yes, shout out to Limer88 in Edmonton, who was actually the first person who initially brought up the fact that we should expand the XRay research to Winnipeg. Especially he may be an Edmonton player, but he does visit Winnipeg at least once every year. Occasionally. And he loves helping our community as well. So definitely shout out to Limer88.
So by the time you see this video, you'll already know if we won or lost the EX Raid Pass lottery, but so will you. Exactly. Don't give up, you guys. You have to buy a lottery ticket in order to win. And the same thing goes for EX Raids. So good luck out there. Have fun.
And we'll see you out in the gyms and raids.
See you in the gym.
See you in the raids.